take inspiration from more than just myself, and that allows me to do great things that maybe I wouldn't be able to do if it was just about me. If you're always working towards something and trying to get something, you're never fulfilled and happy and thankful where you are today. And it's very important for me to always remember where I am and take where I am in, because this moment will never come back.
Welcome to the Garima Avtar show. In today's episode, I have with me Arjun Singh Bhullar, a 5-time national champion wrestler and a Commonwealth Games gold medalist in wrestling. He is also an Olympian. Arjun holds the distinction of being the first fighter of Indian heritage to compete in the UFC. He made history again by becoming the first fighter of Indian heritage to become an MMA world champion. Arjun was born in Vancouver, Canada, and his friends immigrated from Punjab. He also has a passion for cars and owns a Tesla, a Porsche 911, and a 1960 Camaro. Thanks for joining me, Arjun. Such a pleasure to have you on my show.
Thank you. What an introduction. Thank you so much for that.
It's amazing. We met last time at the NBA India Weekly show, and I'm so happy to have you here on my show as well. I'm really excited about knowing your journey. So please tell us a bit about your journey, like what's been the challenges that you've faced and the best learning from your journey.
My journey's been unique. It's been quite a life and quite a ride. It started when I was in diapers, to be quite honest. My father was a wrestler before me. And when I was in diapers, he was still training and wrestling and all of that. So I would see him, training, and then we would travel. We'd be on the plane to different parts of the world, India, UK, USA. I'd watch him wrestle. So that was a unique way to grow up as a kid, to have that in your own home. My father, he never drank, he never smoked. He was very disciplined.
Wow.
And a lot of those values, hard work, I've seen him, dedicate himself fully to something that really planted the seed for me. So my wrestling journey started then, and then my MMA journey was sort of my choice.
Awesome. So what's been the best learning from your journey?
Best learning from my journey, there's been so much. For the wrestling aspect, it was my family's my family's story, my family's legacy, carrying that and taking it to new heights with the Commonwealth Games that were in Delhi there, with the Olympics. But I wasn't fully satisfied after that wrestling journey, and I wanted to do something for myself and something different, and it was MMA. I saw a big opportunity there. And I jumped all the way in, and it's been fantastic. And they say, when you're a fighter, when you fight in a cage, who you are is truly revealed in the fight. Meaning, if you are a wild man by nature, you will fight in a wild manner. If you are a very disciplined man, you will fight in a disciplined manner. If you are a coward, your cowardice will unveil itself. And so on and so forth. So it's been a journey of self-discovery of who I am more than anything.
Wow. And what have you figured out? I mean, what is the discovery like? So you come in which bracket?
Yeah. There are different aspects to me.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Discipline for sure. Hard work for sure. I'm very goal-oriented. I'm very one thing leads to the next. Like I have a way of doing things, and my fighting style is very similar. You're not going to find me doing wild, outside the box type things. I'm a very, methodical fighter, because my brain is that way. This technique leads to this technique, and this move leads to that, and you have success here, it leads to the second, and the third, and the fourth step, and eventually victory. That's sort of what I am and who I am, and I take inspiration from My family. I have two beautiful kids. My wife is pregnant with a third. My
Congratulations.
greater family as well. Thank you. Um, so take inspiration from more than just myself, and that allows me to do great things that maybe I wouldn't be able to do if it was just about me.
Fabulous. So you said you are very methodical, and I'm sure these routines and all help so much, for our creativity to shine, and so do you have any, specific habits or routine that you follow that keeps you very positive or motivated, and about general things in life? I mean, not just training. I'm talking about even general things that maybe can you share some routine, yeah, habits and all?
Sure, I give energy to my physical for sure as an athlete. You have to be physically ready, big, strong, fit, all those things. But everyone does that. If you want to be an athlete, that's the basics. I also give energy to my mind and to my spiritual side. I have a daily, meditation routine, visualization for what I want to create in my life. And that's not just sports. Again, that's for life. I think sports is a good avenue to train you for life success. I see myself when I'm in the cage or when I was on the wrestling mat, doing certain techniques, winning, being successful in front of large crowds, all of that. But then I also see myself doing that in other aspects of life, being a good father, being a good husband, being doing well in business, all of these types of things. It crosses over. These are, like I said, it's a journey of self-discovery. If you're able to have success in sports, you're able to do that in other aspects of life with the same type of approach.
No, absolutely fantastic. Very well said. And, talking about visualization that you mentioned that you regularly do and, meditation, can you tell us a little bit about, what kind of visualization you do and what's the technique that you follow for that?
I have, it depends. First of all, I try to do it regularly, meaning not every day. If I need a break, I'll take a break because you want it to be fresh. You don't want it to be stale.
Absolutely.
One thing I realized, if it gets stale, you don't have the emotion behind it. You're just going through the motions. I like having emotions behind it. It makes it very real when I close my eyes. I can feel the moment. I can feel myself in that place, whatever it is that I'm trying to visualize. So that's important to me. But I will visualize whatever it is. For example, if it's a fight, different aspects of my preparation, my training camp, getting ready for the fight in the back. You get your hands taped. There's a warm-up routine, all those things. Walking out down the ramp, stadium full of people, aspects of that. Aspects of being in the cage, my name being announced, fighting, being successful with my techniques, also not being successful. Also saying, okay, hey, there's some adversity and maybe he's getting me and how do I turn the tide and how do I, so all aspects of it. So there's no surprises and it's very real. And then obviously the getting my arm raised and what that feels like.
Wow.
Because that's motivation, because we put so much into the preparation, into the training camp. You need that motivation and you do it for those feelings. At the end of the day, for me, I do it for those feelings and those moments. When those moments and feelings are gone as an athlete, that's what they miss the most.
Wow. That makes so much of sense. Can you also tell us a little bit about the kind of meditation that you do? I mean, do you follow any certain kind of meditation? How many minutes do you spend? Like, how often do you do it?
I'll start with just 5 minutes of just complete silence and trying to think of nothing and just grappling with my mind. It's going to go in different directions, and I try to keep it just where I am. That's the first 5 minutes approximately. After that, then I will get into, like I said, different aspects. I'll visualize and feel and put myself in those moments. But then I also finish with just being thankful. Thankful for what, if you're always, I'm very goal oriented. If you're always working towards something and trying to get something, you're never fulfilled and happy and thankful where you are today. And it's very important for me to always remember where I am and take where I am in, because this moment will never come back. So I try to have a balance between that, and I usually finish off with being thankful for multiple things in my life that I have currently.
No, fabulous. I think to be grateful and to thank God for whatever we have, and be grateful about it. I think it's a great practice to do every day, on a daily basis. It brings so much of positivity and towards our lives. I think it's a great thing. Also, please tell me, sometimes what happens. Doubts creep in, frustration, or sometimes if one has had injuries during a game or something, or the schedules are demanding, sometimes some disappointing performances. Has ever happened that at some point you thought of quitting your sport, or you had very negative thoughts? And if you had, so how did you try to overcome that feeling?
Yeah, for sure. There's just like anybody else, I'm human. You go through those moments. But I have such a competitive nature. I like to be able to compete, to try to win at something. And so that generally, after I get that thought, it passes, and the thought of no, winning feels better than quitting, and I want to go win, usually takes over. And then, why? Why do I do this? I remind myself, like I said, I'm a father. I provide for my family, number one. Number two, I want to create a great legacy so they can, look at their father and say he did great things. And hopefully in their life, they do great things themselves then.
Fabulous. I really like your, mindset. It's so motivational. I mean, really amazing. So if you could meet your younger self who is striving to be where you are today, so what is that one piece of advice that you would like to give to him?
Just trust in God. Have faith. And just take the step. The second one will be there, and the third one will be there. And you're not walking it alone.
Awesome. Your message to the upcoming young athletes, any inspiring message that you'd like to give?
I started in the same place you're at. It was just a vision. It was a dream. It was a want, a desire. But like I said, you have to take that first step. You have to take action, and then take the second one after that, and you're not walking it alone. Whatever it is that you want to do it. You only get one chance, especially as an athlete. You never get that time in life again. You can be a businessman, an academic for the rest of your life beyond that, but as an athlete, you'll never get that time back. So surround yourself with people that believe in you, that will also tell you if you're not capable of doing something and if you're not ready. Real people, but those that believe in you and that will support you and get you to the top of wherever it is that you want to go. You can't do it alone, and it's always important to have a great team around you, and I've had a great team every step of the way.
Wow, wonderful message. Thank you so much for that. So let's come to the rapid fire questions now. These are short answers. Okay. How do you keep yourself motivated?
How do I keep myself motivated? I remind myself why I'm doing this.
What's the best advice you've ever got?
Best advice I've ever got. Train hard, but train smart.
Great. Any other side passion that you follow?
Cars. I love cars.
Fabulous. We share this passion, by the way.
I love your content. I watch it when it comes across, and it looks like a lot of fun.
It is. So whenever you happen to be in India, you must get in touch with me, and maybe I can plan some interesting car for us to drive around.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Okay. How do you build composure or confidence in your game? I mean, any tips or tricks for that?
One, it comes with experience, just doing it over and over. Two, I usually when I'm going into something, say it's unknown for me or it's uncomfortable, I go to someone who's done it. And I think those two really help. You got to have a good mentor or someone that has the experience and that has done what you're trying to do. And then just the more you do it, the easier it will come.
Totally makes sense. So do you think perfectionism is one's enemy? I mean, what do you think of that?
I think it's amazing. Perfectionism is a great motivation to have and to chase. Perfection, I don't think can be captured at all. The only perfect thing is God, and but I think it's good to chase it and have that goal and have that motivation, because along the way you can have greatness.
That's a very nice way of looking at it. Yes, that's okay. So, what about emotional control during competition? So, how do you master the art of that?
Number one, everyone deals with it. Everyone is feeling it, so it's not weird for me to feel. I remind myself of that. Every great champion has admitted as much, and so it's a part of success. So you just basically have to develop tools on how you can best deal with that. For me, it's controlling my breath, bringing me back to the present moment. Usually, when you have those thoughts, you're in here. You're thinking about the future or the past, a bad experience about what you're about to do. You're never in the present. So I bring myself to where I am. That's where the meditation helps, and I go from there.
Perfect. Best physical fitness or nutrition advice that you like to talk about?
Eat clean. I think that's the best thing. You can diet some, as you get older, especially too, beyond athletics, diet's the most important thing. Yes, I'll have my cheat meals, but you can't make that regular. You have to be disciplined. You have to eat clean. No processed foods, no fast foods. And just a balanced diet all the way around.
Awesome. Documentary film that inspired you the most?
I just love athletes' documentaries and films. I've watched so many over the years.
Yeah.
I don't want to just name one, because I've taken inspiration and motivation from each one in a different manner. Just great people that do great things and champions motivate me all the way around. I connect with it.
So, most embarrassing moment?
Embarrassing moment. Oh, wow. That's a difficult one. Most embarrassing moment. Well, we were talking family. When we're first, my wife's giving birth and we have our child. I didn't know I had no idea what to do, how to change a diaper of a newborn or anything, how to even carry a child. With your neck is all bobbing around and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my God, yes.
And then you have to burp them and milk goes everywhere and all that. That whole thing, quite embarrassing. I like to be very good at things, and being a first-time father had a lot of moments.
Absolutely, it's a wonderful feeling also. I mean, learning, going through all that is amazing. So thank you so much, and thank you all for listening to today's episode with your host Garima Avtar. See you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.